I mean, I wouldn't mind finding out like what, if anything, I'm allergic to, but I'm also more interested in finding out Minna's genetics. So
yeah, I want a doggy DNA test too.
I want to find out what she is.
Yeah, those shits are like $200 too.
I know. Why gotta be so? Why does science got to be so expensive? You want us to believe in you so bad? Be cheaper.
I know. It's like, I just want to do this for the laughs. Come on.
Science is for the rich.
It is Wednesday. Mm-hmm. We're here for the full episode. And, if you guys missed last week's episode, we are doing things slightly differently. We're going to have we're condensing these just a little bit. And all we're doing is whoever did MINISODES is just not going to read any episodes on the full episodes. That way we can prevent them from ballooning up too big. Honestly, we just did that for the first time last week. I will say, holy shit, did that make the editing a lot smoother, because the biggest annoyance for me with the editing isn't really so much the actual making the audio file and making the video file. It's when I go to YouTube, and because we put these on Spotify and everything as well, but on YouTube, I guess I don't need to do this, but I already started doing it, so now I feel like I have to for all of them. I have time codes put in for each of our stories, meaning I have to click through the whole damn thing, find when we say a story, time code it so people can just I want to go listen to that story right now. But when your thing is 2 hours long, that's a lot to click through to be okay, where?
Right.
And and all I'm listening for is key voices. So I'll click through until I hear Sam talking alone, and then I'll back up okay, somewhere she started reading, or I'll click through and this is Sushie. Okay, is this her layers of deception, or is this her fucking relationships? I don't know. I got to click through more. It's a whole bunch.
Or
of
she's
clicking.
just being annoying. Who knows? Yeah.
So it made the editing a lot better. So I am personally happy with this, and I hope you guys are too.
Now I'm curious if anyone actually uses the time codes. If you use the time codes, maybe let us know in the YouTube comments or on Twitter or something like that. Just let us know if you guys do that.
Yeah, because it's not it. I don't have to put them in, because again, if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, hey guys,
you get fucked.
No, I mean, honestly, no, that's the thing is I would prefer people listen on Spotify or iTunes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's where we ultimately want people to listen to. YouTube has always been just kind of the backup, but ultimately I would prefer if people listened on an actual podcasting platform.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because then we can actually, I can track the stats better. It's just, I can find out, okay, is it better for iTunes or Spotify or iHeart or whatever the fuck you're listening to on. It's just better for a podcast to listen to it on that. But there is the small benefit of the time codes on YouTube. But if people aren't using them, maybe I won't include them anymore. I don't know. Maybe it'd make it easier. The big part of why I included them was because it's just I click through to get the names of the stories, because we just kind of all haphazardly dumped them in this. When we're done.
Oh, yeah.
So, I need to get the names of the stories. So then I was like, well, I'm already here. I might as well put the time code in. It's a whole fucking fiasco that I probably don't need to be doing, but whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so this episode will be, it should be around the same length as the last one, i.e. it's not going to be a big fucking huge ballooned up mess. So I like them. Hopefully you guys are liking them. Let us know at contact@everyonesuckshit.com or on Twitter.
We enjoy making them, so we hope you guys enjoy listening to them.
Yeah.
Word.
I think it's calmed down now because of the time of day that we're recording. They were doing some construction next door. So hopefully they're done. If you guys hear hammering, then yeah, but you might hear
heard anything for a long time.
Yeah, so I'm just letting people know there could be that happening, because
I think
it's over, because really the only time I heard it is when we were doing the pre.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they had all the carpet sitting outside the other day or earlier in the day, so this should be good. But today should be a fun episode. We got a update to a previous submission.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So then we got our stories. So Sushie, do you want to go first, or?
Sure.
I'm gonna start calling you Pie Roar.
Rude as fuck.
That'll make more sense later.
Look on Sushie's Twitter.
Yeah, look at my Twitter from a week ago.
Yeah. From when you guys hear this, yeah.
But by the time you hear this, look on my Twitter from a week ago, or maybe we'll post it with the live.
We'll figure it out. Just it'll be somewhere on there. You should be following her Twitter anyway. So.
Yeah.
Alrighty, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not letting my daughter come to her aunt's wedding because she wanted to wear white?
Have people not learned yet? Have people not learned that it's not kosher to wear white to a wedding unless you're the fucking bride?
I feel like they know and they just don't care. I feel like, honestly, if we were to say any color, they would want to wear that color. I think it's because you're telling them they can't do it.
I think so too. I think you're right.
If you're like, don't ever fucking wear yellow to a wedding, they'd be like, I need this hot yellow dress.
Gotta be a daffodil.
I have to be a fucking daffodil. It's like, you've never worn yellow in your life, but I need it.
I think you're right.
You know?
I think you're right.
I think it's just like this, like, defiance thing. Anyway, my sister's wedding was last week. She sent me and my wife an invitation and said that the wedding allowed kids, so everyone was bringing their kids to the event. Once I heard that kids were allowed, I let my wife know, and she decided to go dress shopping with our daughter, 14. Our daughter is quite picky when it comes to clothes. It took them several visits to the mall to find what our daughter was looking for. The day of the wedding, my daughter came wearing her dress and showing it off. She wanted to take a minute and look at it. Okay. So I think she was showing it to the father, I guess.
Okay.
I turned around and saw that it was a white gown that looked like a wedding dress. I don't know what I felt, but it wasn't right. I asked my wife why she let our daughter buy a white dress, knowing that's inappropriate and unwanted at any wedding. She said it was no big deal and that ours can't be a possible distraction because it's ridiculous. I was mad. I kept thinking what our mother and sister was going to say when they see it. I told my daughter she needed to go change and she isn't allowed to come when wearing this dress. She had a meltdown asking why. I told her it's her choice after she refused and didn't allow her to come with us to the wedding. Ooh. My wife screamed at me after my daughter went upstairs, calling me an asshole for not letting her attend over a dress. Called me crazy to think my daughter would steal the attention, and I ended up going alone. My family knew. Some agreed with me while my sister blew up saying she wanted her niece there, and I screwed up big time because it didn't matter if she wore white. She's a kid. My wife and daughter haven't been talking to me ever since, and no one seems to understand how I could have taken the blame if my daughter showed up in white. So the general consensus is they are not the asshole, and I don't feel like they're the asshole. However, I feel like he should just talk to his sister and been like, listen, Stacy, this is the fucking deal.
So, excuse me, I was a little stuck on the fact that this is a 14-year-old kid, and they're like, oh, she's a little picky. She's a fucking kid, and why don't you just get the outfit for her yourself at the for the wedding? Like, why are you letting her choose?
They're like 6. At 14, I was like a fashionista.
Yeah, but it's not her wedding.
Is like
that's the thing too. Is like, look, now is the time when you teach them, hey, yeah, you're 14, you could probably get away with this, but you shouldn't get away with this. You shouldn't get away with this. You cannot wear white to a wedding. You shouldn't wear white to a wedding. It is very rude. It's frowned upon. It's
You're
rude.
Be that
it's disrespectful.
Person.
Don't be that person. Hey, look, I just taught a lesson. But no, this mom like really fucking pinned down on this.
Yeah.
This is so fucking stupid. Now, I agree that maybe he could have been like, hey, like, sister, like, this is the thing that's going on. But
this
also,
is what happened.
But also, he didn't fucking know this was going to happen until she walked down in the dress the day of the wedding. So do you really think that the sister would have time to pick up the phone and deal with this fucking problem?
That's true. That's true.
I mean, it's so stupid because do you really?
It is stupid, but that's why I picked it because it's fucking stupid.
Like, I guess like I'm kind of looking at like, yeah, like, wow, it's a faux pas and you shouldn't be wearing white or whatever, right? Like, and yeah, you could easily use this as a teaching thing for the kid. At the same time, do you really think that this woman who's getting married is going to be like, oh, I had a beautiful wedding, but I'll never forget the fact that my 14-year-old niece wore white to it.
Some people would, AJ. You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
But at the
You'll be surprised.
then
And maybe
fuck
not
those people. Who cares? Like, if you're that caught up
other people at the wedding absolutely would be like, can you believe like Jared let his daughter wear white to this wedding?
Yeah.
Like the shit that he's spoken is serious.
You know how my family would have probably run through this? They would have let the girl wear white. They would have gone, oh well, shit. But they would have let all the adults know that she picked it out for herself, and then all of the adults and all of the cousins and all the sisters and brothers would have made fun of and ridiculed her until she learned that it was a bad idea to do this. And it literally would have been like, oh, you can wear that if you want to, but you're going to get shit on.
And you're gonna look crazy.
And then she'd go to the wedding and she'd get shit on because people are like, you realize you look like a fucking idiot. You're 14. You're wearing white to this wedding. The hell's the matter with you?
Right.
And that's why it turned out so great.
Inappropriate and
tell.
frowned upon.
Yeah.
If time allowed, I feel like instead of just like screaming at everyone, because no one responds to that in general, I think he should just run it by his sister and like, did a once over and be like, listen, I had nothing to do with this. If you're uncomfortable, I'll tell her to fucking either not come or find some other fucking dress she has in the closet. I feel like that would be a better way. And if the sister like really didn't care, okay, you cross that bridge when you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the, I don't know, maybe I just don't know enough about like, teenage girl and fashion shopping and all that. But yeah, I guess it's just like, I think that like at 14, you're not picking out this dress alone. Somebody's buying it for you. So why'd they buy it?
That's the thing. The mother should have been like,
that's what I was trying to get at. It's like, I understand like, she can pick her own shit, but like somebody had to buy it for her.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like,
so at the end of the day, this also came down to the mother being okay with okay, yeah, we're going to a wedding. It's white, whatever. But not only that, you said it was like a ball gown. But but do you think it was like when a man is just like, it was a ball gown, but it really wasn't. It was like just a normal ass dress.
Well, we'll never fucking know because there's no pictures. But I think 14 is. It's not the same as like a 6-year-old wearing a flower girl dress that looks like the bride's dress. Like that's different.
True. I completely forgot about that.
Like that's a thing, and that's not in the white wearing faux pas.
Right.
But 14 is old enough for people to feel some type of way about because like a 14-year-old's coming into their womanhood, and like that's a choice.
Yeah,
that's a choice.
And she had her mom for backup.
Right. So I don't know. I can see.
I think the mom dropped the ball on a learning opportunity right here. I think she really dropped the ball.
Right. It would have been very easy to be like, listen, you're young, but you're old enough where like people and the aunties don't care. Aunties love talking shit in every culture. Like you can wear this white gown to this wedding. However, you're going to be the social pariah for the rest of family gatherings.
I was about to say.
Just so you fucking know.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say like this isn't going away.
Yeah.
No, you'll be 37 and like
you're always going to be the cousin.
Aunt is going to be like, remember that time you wore white to a wedding?
You're always going to be that cousin in the family who wore white to a wedding when she was a teenager. You're always going to be that fucking person. Yep.
Yeah. So like that.
Your dad just saved your ass.
You're making choices. You can do what you want, but you're making choices.
So who is asking if they're the asshole or not? Was it the dad?
The father was asking if they were the asshole. So dad is not the asshole.
No.
I guess because he was screaming. I guess. Which fair.
Sounds like a dad.
I think the mom's the fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Because
I think the mom is an asshole. I think the mom is the asshole.
The mom dropped the ball. She's the one that actually bought the dress. And then she was like, you're being an asshole because you won't let her wear that. She's a child. But if she's a child, why is she allowed to be picky?
Yeah, that's
your fucking problem.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
You can't pick it.
Is she too young? She's a child. She's a baby.
Or is she old enough to like? She made a choice.
Mom, stop it. Stop it, Mom.
That's what I was trying to get at. It's the slip up here is the fucking mom. So.
Yeah, I definitely think
take it back. Get your money back.
Yeah, and take your wife back.
Get your money back.
Get your money back.
All right.
So that was my story.
Ooh, angry.
You ready for mine?
Yeah.
It's gonna make you angry.
Cool.
All
Love
right.
that for us.
This has got a couple edits, but we'll get to those as time goes on.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for
After time.
Am I the asshole for sending my daughter away?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I, 52 female, am a single mom with 5 kids.
Rough.
3 of them are adults.
Okay.
And 2, 14 female and 13 male, are minors who live with me. Their father is currently incarcerated.
Big ouch.
14 female has been diagnosed with major depressive disorder and severe anxiety and has been struggling with it for the past 2 years. I've tried to be there to support her, but I work a lot to make ends meet. There has been some issues in my past that may have contributed to her condition, alcoholism.
Sick.
Great.
14.
No.
Sick.
Her.
Love it.
No,
The mom.
No, to her. Oh, okay.
The mom has alcoholism.
Oh, okay. I thought she was saying they contributed to like the daughter's condition of alcoholism because
No.
okay, because like she put alcoholism after condition.
Yeah.
So like okay. Anyway, well,
Her condition is that she has major depressive disorder and severe anxiety.
yeah, I got it. I got it. But it was more spicy when I thought it was, the daughter was also an alcoholic.
God. Damn, these 14-year-olds and their alcoholism and their white wedding dresses.
But I'm working to get it under control. The problem is that I feel like she isn't making any progress. She has meds that apparently, quote, aren't working anymore. And she's been hospitalized twice. I feel like she isn't implementing any of the skills and coping mechanisms she's learned. She says that she's trying, but it's, quote, harder than I think it is. I've been through my own issues before, and I do realize that it's not easy, but I feel like it's been long enough. So I made the decision to send her to her aunt's house for a few weeks. I think she'll be able to have a more rigid schedule and support system over there. I told her about it last night, and she freaked out. Told me that I don't love her, or that I didn't love her, and that I was just sick of dealing with her and her issues. And when I stuck my ground, she told me that she, quote, didn't feel safe at her aunt's house and she'd go, quote, anywhere but there, which I think are just excuses. So am I the asshole?
Huh.
So I'll get to the second. I'll do the first edit now just because this has some extra information on it.
Okay,
so
yeah.
First edit. For additional information. She had a therapist for months, but she was the one who wanted to stop about a month ago because apparently her therapist was saying a lot of things that made her feel bad about herself. I'm actively looking for a new one within our budget. I love my daughter very much, despite what you think. My adult children do not speak to me. They keep in touch with their younger siblings, but I don't even know where they live.
Probably her alcoholism.
Yeah.
Right.
I probably should have included it in the post, but another reason for sending her away is for my son's sake. He hates seeing his sister like that, and it makes him extremely upset that she won't interact with him anymore as they grew up very closely. Also, they have drastically different relationships with their father. It's something that causes fights between them. He regularly speaks to and visited because of COVID him, and she has been
No contact
for about 2 years now.
So one of the children has a relationship and the other one doesn't want to have a relationship.
Well, also that's really okay. So that's also really tough. This is somebody who coming from somebody who has an older sister. My sister is 3 years older than me. We were pretty close growing up, and this is without the tangle of depressive and anxiety issues that I know of, because who fucking knows what she dealt with. But regardless, it is rough, but it's also to be expected when you have kids that are that close. When the girl is older, she's going to be more distanced because it's a teenage girl. Mm-hmm. And as a little boy, a 13-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl are practically fucking realms apart when it comes to where they're at mentally. Women mature so much faster than boys. Like, boys will be fucking boys for so long, but by this point, she's already like emotionally changing on top of the issue she's going through. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately that's just something that the little brother's gonna have to deal with. Like, it's just, you're not gonna have that same close.
I'm sure it doesn't help in a normal situation.
Yeah.
But then like to add
Couple on to this,
with everything else, it probably is a lot for him.
So based off of what you've gotten so far, there is a second edit. What do you think?
Oh my God. What?
Yeah.
So my thing is I would have wanted more information on why she doesn't feel safe at her aunt's house, because it seemed like it really seemed like the mother was looking for anything to help her daughter, in the sense of like she'd have a better schedule, maybe she'd have a better support system because it's just me, maybe she needs other people, maybe she needs an actual father figure. She hasn't had a father in fucking however long he's been incarcerated. She doesn't even speak to her father. Maybe she needs that, maybe she's looking for that. I needed more information on why she didn't want to go.
So one of the comments here says, you're the biggest asshole that I can possibly give. Let's count why. 1, you're quick to dismiss that your alcoholism has seriously contributed to her illness and give yourself plenty of leeway on getting it under control, which you don't give her, despite the fact that she's 14.
Okay.
Being 14 is hard enough.
Okay.
2, if she's not making any progress, why would sending her somewhere where she really hates be any better?
Okay.
It's obvious you're just trying to get rid of her, so it's less a headache for you, and she's definitely aware of that. 3, the fact that she's saying anywhere but there about her aunt's house is so upsetting. How do you know nothing bad has happened to her there? Have you even bothered to ask her why she doesn't feel safe there? At 14, it sounds like this poor kid has been through more than some adults. The fact that she's been hospitalized multiple times is terrifying. Take actual care of her and ask her what she needs. And then somebody else continued it. 4, don't forget that the dad is in prison. This brings up this brings to mind 2 possibilities. He may be the better emotionally supportive parent and is now unavailable. 5, dad may have also been a drug addict, alcoholic, violent, adding to the chaotic childhood background caused by mom's alcoholism. I know not all prisoners are addicts or abusers, but this seems like a strong possibility. And then 6, I wonder if one of the 3 adult children were parentified, so she's lost her real mom.
Okay.
Quote unquote real mom.
Okay, so with the alcoholism, it is quite possible that one of the older siblings was more like a parent figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I mean, okay, so I did definitely get the dismissiveness in, oh, well, she's not using the coping mechanisms. Okay, so let's get one thing straight. When you go to a therapist for a multitude of reasons, one of the things they give to you is they want you, they give you these exercises, they give you these things, and they say, okay, let's use this and let's see if this works. And it's literally some type of coping mechanism to help you get through it. They do not always work. They're not going to work for every person.
Right.
They're not. They're not going to work for every person. So the fact that you're saying she's been giving these coping mechanisms, well, are you even practicing them? Are you even using them?
You have to practice them too. It's like exercise.
You do have to practice them, but so for instance, with my anxiety, therapists would always say, do your breathing techniques. The breathing techniques do not fucking work for me. They just don't. They do not fucking work, no matter how much I practice them, no matter how like fucking zen I try to get. That shit doesn't work for me. It just does not work for me. And it's not going to work for every single person. It's not. So depending,
and it doesn't mean that they're not trying.
But it doesn't mean that they're not trying. Exactly.
And also, the medication thing is not a fucking one and done. Like
it's
that.
not.
Right. Oh my God. It could take so long to figure out the dosage, the combo.
It could take years. So like that shit right there is very dismissive. And so now, like, I know I said that I wanted more info specifically on that, but those are the red flags that I did see from her on her very dismissiveness towards what the 14-year-old is actually trying to do. I mean, the fact that she said these meds don't work anymore, that's a thing that happens. You could have medication that you take for 6 months, you feel amazing, and then one day you wake up and this shit don't fucking work anymore.
There's interesting layers to the story, because like there's the fact that like the older kids don't have any contact with her. She doesn't even know where they live. So clearly they don't have a good relationship.
Yeah.
You could probably assume it's because of her alcoholism, which also is kind of a shame because like, I do kind of feel like alcoholics do kind of get like the shit into the stick because they're shit on for literally having a crippling addiction themselves. You know, like it's literally like it's just like any other addiction. Like, but like because it's alcohol, somehow like they get shit on more than like, oh man, I feel so bad for that guy. But like people,
I think
like,
it's because it's easily accessible.
Yeah, but people also don't realize that if you're an alcoholic, you literally can't stop. Like if you just stop taking alcohol, you will literally die.
Yeah.
Like you have to wean off of alcohol or it will kill you. But like it is one of those things. Like it is a disease. Now, not that that excuses alcoholics or anything, but like there are people who they'll quickly jump and assume someone's a terrible person because they were an alcoholic, you know, and it's like, you can't make that assumption. But at the same time, I don't blame people who distance themselves from alcoholics either.
Yeah,
like,
especially the children.
Yeah, so like I can understand why, because like that's just too much for some people to handle. Like you just, okay, you're an alcoholic. I'm sorry, but I can't be in your life. I can't, you know.
I can't be a support to you.
Yeah, so like, and so I don't blame anybody there. It's just a really shitty situation. Now, I'll go ahead and get to the other update here. It says, edit 2. Okay, I get it. I am the asshole. I've thrown away the idea of sending my daughter to her aunt's. My eldest daughter drove 3 hours to pick 14 female up, and she tore into me when she got here. As much as some of you may be reading between the lines and drawing conclusions that aren't true, a lot of you have really good points. I can't be a good parent when I'm not dealing with my own issues in a healthy way. I'm going to work harder to solve them. I will try to let my older daughter know about the possible abuse and see if she can get her to open up, because obviously 14 female will not talk to me about it right now. Lastly, big screw to people who have been sending death threats my way. Even if you think I'm awful, that's not, don't do that. Which I do agree with. Don't like if you think someone's an asshole, don't fucking track them down. Don't send them death threats. You're fucking 12
You're just
behind
as much of an asshole.
Yeah, literally, you're fucking behind a monitor.
Everyone's just trying their best, dude.
Yeah, you're not a hard ass. Like,
so off the bat, having the eldest daughter come and take the younger daughter tells me right there that. They're obviously still in contact, and 2, that probably was the actual parent, the actual mother.
Yeah. Especially if they're getting reamed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like if the oldest daughter is yelling at the mom for this, then there was definitely some parentification that went on.
Yeah.
With her. Which that's a whole other thing. So I picked this story because the edits were there when I picked it, but I thought it'd be interesting to get somebody that acknowledged themselves as being an asshole and kind of openly said like, okay, I'm gonna try to fucking be better, because I want to get that kind of that point of view. Not everything is so fucking black and white, and at the same time, I've seen a lot, and I'm sure you guys have too, where there are people, you see them in shitty situations and you get so fucking annoyed. Like, why can't you just get your fucking shit together? But then you don't see that they are trying, but sometimes people just fuck up, And it's like, I don't think this mom is not trying. I just think she herself has so many of her own issues that it's just
that she's not acknowledging.
It's blocking her ability to be a good mom because she needs to get her own shit sorted out, And it sucks because like, surface layer, it's so easy to look at these people and be like, God, you just fucking suck. You suck as a fucking parent. But like, without acknowledging all the other shit that they're also going through, like, she says she's single, right? So that means that their dad, she's not with him anymore. Did this guy go to prison because of a violent issue with her, or was it some other issue? Or, who fucking knows what that relationship was? But whatever it was, it's enough that she's single now. She's apparently not waiting on this dude,
Yeah.
He's still her parent, but she herself is single. Who fucking knows what he's incarcerated for?
Going on there?
But she obviously has a ton of baggage. I do think it's good that, one, she literally got her daughter back. To show she's trying to fucking she's trying to fucking do the right thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's ultimately the big takeaway is that, people can be trying to do the right thing. Calling them an asshole is sometimes what they need. They do need to be called an asshole sometimes to realize.
From like an outside point of view.
Yeah, exactly. And that she also is apparently at least open enough to open up that line of communication with the daughter she doesn't even speak with.
Yeah.
Be like, can you go get her and fix it? Whatever the fuck. So that's kind of why I picked this as just, I thought it'd be interesting to kind of get that other side of just like, people are more fucking complicated.
I still want to know why she said anywhere but there. Like, what's going on in that household?
But she did say she's going to see if her other daughter can get her to open up about that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
It's still very like, let's go check on my uncle.
Yeah.
What's going on over there?
I mean,
What's Uncle Creeper doing?
Could be the aunt too, though. It can always
be.
Like.
But statistically, probably not.
But she said it's her aunt's house, and she said she doesn't feel comfortable there. It could just be her aunt. It might, like she might. We don't know.
I would like to know why.
Yeah, like she might not even be married. Again, it's all speculation, but I'm just going off of what we're given. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was mine. So I would say she's the asshole, but. At least she's trying to
She's trying to redeem herself.
Yeah, she's trying to redeem herself.
So that's good because we want growth, So it's not that like everyone listens to this podcast, but like if people could see themselves from an outside point of view and like grow, I think that's a major accomplishment for us on this podcast.
Yeah. So
I like it.
What have you got for us for your layers of deception?
Oh. So one's from Bonnie.
Oh, God. Fucking Bonnie.
Bonnie's like really coming in clutch. Bonnie's the goat. Oops, sorry. Hello, microphone? Okay, I'll just deal with that later. All right. So here, just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
We need to get you.
We need to get you an actual mic stand.
I know. Well, this is a mic. Whatever. Whatever. It's always me, right? It's always me. My mic comes fucking popping out of my boom arm. All right. So this is layers of deception where I try to bamboozle my friends.
Okay.
There will be 2 headlines, and Sam and AJ get to pick which one they think is the real headline and which one they think is from the satire website, theonion.com.
Also, you should look into, just to spice up a little bit more, you could also look into, what's that fucking like Hard Times fucking magazine one or whatever? It's basically The Onion, but for technology.
Oh, so and then I have another one too that I'm always.
So I'll send you a link to it so you can scour that if you decide you want to like if you
more satire websites. Okay.
So say you have like maybe you have like a real topic that's about technology, but then you could do a fake topic about who knows? Just
we can coordinate it. Oh gosh.
So.
It's gonna you're just making it difficult for you.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay, so these are the 2 headlines, and you guys have to pick which one you think is the real headline and which one you think is the fake one. Here's the first one. Penises are shrinking because of pollution. And the other one is Taco Bell for Life winner chooses to receive winnings as a single lump meal.
Oh, fuck. These are so good. Damn, she could be throwing in both of them are fucking true.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. That's cheating.
Oh, my God. But that would be like the ultimate curveball.
I know, the ultimate, like, got you both.
I could see someone who absolutely loves Taco Bell trying to get the whole thing all at once. But
what does that mean,
like
though? Like, yeah.
But I do believe the penises are shrinking.
Penis.
I think the Onion one. I think the real one is the Taco Bell one. That's what I think.
And then Sam, you think the penis one is the real one?
I don't know. They do all kinds of fucking research over in China, which is the most polluted fucking country in the world.
Polluted with penises.
Polluted with penises.
Polluted penises.
I mean, whenever they do penis research, it's always in China.
Why
because they have they have the highest population.
Oh, okay. So they got like them. Yeah. Okay.
Sense.
They should really be scouring the whole world for penises then. Like, you got to get.
God damn it! This one's hard.
Penis.
No pun intended.
Hey, did you ever do that thing that we told you to do?
What?
Remember we told you to shave a dude?
What?
What?
Yeah, remember we were trying to figure out if it's harder to shave a man or a woman, and we sent Sushie off into the wild to go like shave a man on the subway or whatever.
I have to shave a man?
Yeah, but you don't remember that?
No.
Ah, okay, whatever.
No one should ever be forced to shave a man.
Because we were trying to figure out who's harder to shave.
I agreed to this?
I don't remember if you agreed to it. I said we were.
Oh, okay.
A non-consensual shaving.
We just kind of told you to do it because you're in New York, and we figured you could get away with it because, like, you know, if a woman comes up to a dude and just starts shaving his dick, they'd be like, "In New York, all right."
Oh my fucking God.
We're like, hey, sir, hello, I have a question for you.
We got to come up behind him and act like you're basically.
Oh,
like
that's
you're
right.
That way, it's like you shaving your dick, you know. So
That's
you can understand.
AJ wanted you to give some. I almost said AJ wanted you to give him a reach around. AJ wanted you to give a random dude a reach around while you shaved him on the subway. This is a long fucking. Okay,
Why?
I'm gonna say that
to see if it was harder to shave or not.
Don't they have like strap-ons that have hair? Like, wouldn't that be way easier than finding some random dude on the subway to give a reach around to?
But strap-on's
Would it
gonna
make
be
AJ
like.
laugh?
But the strap-on's also it's got to be limp. You know, the strap-on's not gonna be limp.
Some strap-ons are limp.
You can get a limp strap-on.
Yeah, for like what is it like? Just like wearing, just to wear a penis. I forget what they're
Do you
called.
ever just want to wear a penis?
When people just want to wear penises, I forget what it's fucking called.
All right, which one's? What do you think, Sam? Which one's the real one? I think that Taco Bell one's the real one.
I'm gonna say polluted penises.
You think the polluted penises is the real one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, drum roll. Polluted penises is the real one.
Oh my
Yes.
The penises.
Penis. Okay, this is from
Suck it, AJ.
suckit.com. This is from Euronews.com.
The second most polluted place in the universe.
Yes. In case you needed another reason to care about the climate crisis, it has been found that pollution is causing human penises to shrink. A leading epidemiologist and environmental scientist has published a book which examines the link between industrial chemicals and penile length. Dr. Shanna Swan's book, Countdown, argues that our modern world is altering humans' reproductive development and threatening the future of our species. The book outlines how pollution is leading to higher rates of erectile dysfunction, fertility decline, and growing numbers of babies born with small penises. Though the headlines, we shouldn't be laughing, but we are. This is a real article.
It just reminded me of all the dads that are like, yeah, I had a boy, and look at that dick. And I'm like, wait, it's a baby dick. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's like, though the headline fact about shrinkage may sound like a laughing matter, it sure does. The research paints a bleak portrait of humanity's longevity and ability to survive. Well, I think the last year specifically showed us that we no longer deserve rights as a human society.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. Chemicals in our environment and unhealthy lifestyle practices in our modern world are disrupting our hormonal balance, causing various degrees of reproductive havoc. According to the book, humans meet 3 of the 5 possible criteria used to define whether or not species is endangered. Oh my God, are we endangered?
Oh,
I
hell
kind of
yeah.
love that for us. It's that spicy.
Declining birth rates.
Hey. Only one needs to be met, writes Dr. Swan. The current state of affairs for humans meets at least 3. What is it about pollution that's causing the problems? According to Dr. Swan's research, this disruption is caused by phthalates. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Whatever. Whatever the thing that's like in all the preservatives that everyone's complaining about. Phthalates? I don't know. Whatever. It's a word. Chemicals used in plastic manufacturing, which can impact how the hormone endocrine is produced. This group of chemicals is used to help increase the flexibility of a substance. They can be found in toys, food packaging, detergents, cosmetics, and many more products. But Dr. Swan believes that these substances are radically harming human development. Babies are now entering the world already contaminated with chemicals because of the substances they absorb in the womb, she says. Much of Dr. Swan's recent work has focused on the effects of phthalates. I really will feel dumb if I'm saying that wrong, but whatever. initially looking at phthalates, whatever, the word is the word. In 2000, however, there was a breakthrough in the field, and it became possible to measure low doses of the word in humans. I just don't want to read this.
This is like me reading the Final Fantasy story, and every time they throw me a new fucking word that doesn't exist in reality, I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to read this anymore.
It's like reading in Elder Scrolls. I'm like, oh, come on. Come on, man. How about if I make Elder Scrolls references?
I think we get it. I was right and AJ was wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. So penises are becoming smaller. The end. Because of chemicals.
It happens. Sorry.
It happens.
Why are you saying sorry
Sorry,
to me?
penises. Sorry, penis
I'm
owners.
already born, so I'm fine.
What if they're shrinking penises that were already born?
No, they're saying the babies are just being born with them because the women won't stop ingesting chemicals and polluting their babies.
Maybe
Is that what it is?
That's
What about
like
what if it's the sperm that's compromised?
because they literally said it happens. They said you just read it. They said it happens in the womb.
I know, but what if it's the sperm that's compromised?
Yeah, that's a foreign agent.
The womb.
We got 9 months of you all just ingesting plastic, and you want to somehow blame it.
I'll sit here chewing on plastic.
And you want to blame it on a single solitary sperm? You got 9 months of just eating plastic and whatever the fuck y'all eat.
Are you eating plastic, AJ?
But it's when you drink out of a plastic bottle, you get little that's why plastic bottles are dangerous. There's a whole thing. You guys really need to learn you some science, all right?
Wait, so you don't do that as a person? You don't drink out of water bottles?
Science is for the rich. I wrote it down as a title. Okay. Science is for the rich, AJ.
Okay. So Sam got that one. I lost that one. I really wanted to believe that a dude is like, I want my lifetime's supply of Taco Bell right now.
I want all the burritos. Thank you.
I want like a reward for being right all the time.
You were wrong last week.
Right.
No, I wasn't. I was right last week.
I thought you were wrong. Roll
I've only been wrong once, and that's because I was literally not really paying attention. I'm not gonna lie, I fucked it up because I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
I was writing notes.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna say that Bonnie sent you the Taco Bell one.
No, I found that one.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Shit.
He sent me the penis one.
The penis.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bonnie and the penis.
Bonnie
trap.
and the penis. That sounds like a new band.
That's what I was going for.
Bonnie and the penis.
Did I dream this, or is this real? That Bonnie made like a fucking metal thing that he speaks into, and it changes his voice.
He made a sound booth. It's not for changing his voice. It's just to.
No, but did I dream that, or is that real? That he made a thing.
He made
and he speaks into it like.
Oh, I think you dreamed that.
Oh.
I don't know.
What does that mean?
I think she dreamed that Bonnie had like a voice modulator, but made out of like metal or something. I don't know. But
interesting.
Speaking of submissions, we have some more here. With our relationship. Since you've read, I'll go ahead and do these. So this is actually, we have a follow-up, but I'm going to read the comment on YouTube first. So this is in regards to our mini-sode this past 2 Mondays ago, I guess, now by the time this comes out.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So we had oh my God.
I did not dream it.
She did not dream
real.
It.
It's real?
He made a thing. It looks like a telescope. It looks like you would scream into a telescope. There's a picture of Midna in the background on his monitor. What's Midna doing on your monitor, Bonnie?
That's gilded.
That's gilded. We'll get there. We got things to talk about.
Okay.
So comments. So we had a submission last week. And this is a comment about the submission from Sparkwolf. Said, "Hey, good insight. Thanks a ton. AJ was correct in that you wouldn't be surprised that my parents are visiting every weekend. I would be made to feel terrible if I didn't meet them every weekend. And yes, Sam did have a good bit of insight. My dad did have some influence on my birth name. He wanted a name that sounded like Jerry, but he didn't want Jerry. So my mom did."
Oh no.
Wait,
So my mom.
does that mean your name is Gary?
Oh no. Jerry with a G.
Gary? Is this like Parks and Rec?
Terry.
Oh no.
Yeah. So my mom did an adjustment to it, and they both settled on that. And Sushie's suggestion on bonding with my mom and talking about my dad, well, get ready for another submission. And that's where we are now.
Okay.
We actually have that other submission.
Okay.
Also, I do gotta comment on this real quick. We had a body comment about chili and said, first off, corn in chili is king.
Sir.
So that's from Bonnie.
Whoa.
I don't know why y'all are hating. Yeah, you just have to remember, Bonnie's from Minnesota. What does Minnesota know about chili?
He called the roof.
What does Minnesota know about spices?
He called the roof the root.
the roof.
The roof? You say roof, Bonnie? You say roof?
Second, leave meatloaf alone. These days, it really seems like life is a limit,
Oh,
and
no.
if the loaf wants
The
a dating
loaf?
show,
The loaf.
the loaf wants to make a dating show for all the lost boys and golden girls out there to prove they aren't a bunch of wasted youth. Then bless his heart. I don't know what the show will entail, but I just know Mr. Loaf just won't quit.
Mr. Loaf.
Mr. Loaf.
Mr. Loaf.
Mr. Loaf. Bonnie, remember how I was just praising you? Remember 5 seconds ago? And I was like, you're the GOAT.
All right.
Okay.
So here's the update called Name Calling Part 2.
Okay, I'm ready.
Electric Boogaloo.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Kumiko again with another long one. You don't have to read it. Well, too bad. We're already doing it.
Here we are.
Right.
And if that's too long, you can just paraphrase it. Nope, I'm reading it. Going off of the suggestion of possibly talking to my mom and bonding about the things my dad can't control, I have already done this and it didn't go well. Thanks, Sushie.
Well, hey,
Or
take my advice with a grain of salt.
Or, considering a certain trend you've seen in the podcast, it may have gone too well. Oh no.
Oh.
When I was in high school, my mom and I used to talk for hours about our issues with her husband / my dad, and we would agree largely on the issues we had.
And it's his problem.
Our discussions would often trail off into other things, and we'd bond that way. But I think it went a little too far one night. My mom stated it once and only once, but it stuck with me because it sounded weird to me at the time. And since then, thinking about it makes it imply something really awkward. She said, quote, "If I were your age and not your mother, I'd date you." Oh no. I can't see Sushie's face because I'm currently blocking this to read, but I brought it back. I can see her face now. That one eyebrow went up and...
Mama.
Ooh, when the wind blows. Again, at that moment,
Here.
I shook it off as a comment about how closely we bonded. But as you know, time passes and you learn things, and I eventually realized the implication behind the statement. Sure, it's possibly just a harmless statement about the closeness of our familial bond, but I can't shake the possibility that if genetics were no object, I could be unhealthily pursued by my own mother. And the thing is, I actually am unhealthily pursued by my own mother. I have a half sister, and we both share the same mom. But my sister once actually held a year-long grudge against me and our mother because my mom would prefer to hang out and do things with me while also avoiding my sister. I never asked or wanted more attention, and I wanted my mom to treat us both equally. And I have even tried to push my mom away gently, but she still keeps coming back. Even at the start of the parallelogram, I told her not to hug me after our weekend lunches, and the first time she went and did it anyway, saying that she couldn't help herself, and I immediately showered afterwards. I know you're showering because of because of the parallelogram. But with the implication of the story, it makes it seem like you're so disgusted with your mother that you had to shower afterwards.
Like,
And
out to death.
oh, I'm sorry for laughing at that. But as time passed through the Pantone, and she hugged me less frequently. The Pantone. And she has hugged me less frequently. But now she's received both doses of her vaccine. I don't want her getting physically close to me again because it's weird. I'm not looking for a solution or anything. Just knowing that bonding over something actually sent me off the deep end, even though I didn't want it. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride.
Yeah. What? Kumiko, what do you want us to do with this information?
God, I should have saved that for the ender. Holy shit. Wow. So this is definitely a cut and run scenario here. It is time to cut away from your father and your mother. Your father that calls you the wrong name, and your mom that is doing all of that. It's time to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. You said to yourself you were 34. Mm-hmm. I am pro get the fuck out of that situation. Send them a Christmas card every Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate or whatever, and be like, hey, wishing you were here, but not really, And then you find yourself a nice state that they don't want to live in, and you just move. And you go.
That's on the opposite side of the country.
I moved away from my family. They are in Ohio, and I am out here in Oregon. They are thousands of miles away from me. When you want to see them, it's on your terms at that point.
I'm pretty sure you have a weird, similar story, don't you?
Do I?
Didn't your mom say something weird to you one time?
I don't remember. I don't remember this. Oh.
Did you block it out of your memory?
Okay, no, I do remember this. I did block out of my memory.
Was it traumatic?
Do I want to show some podcasts?
That's up to you, brother. It could be an after podcast,
Here, I'll share it to make Kumiko feel better. How about that?
Let Kumiko laugh.
Only if you feel comfortable, though.
I mean, so basically, when we were kids, me and my mom and my sister were all, actually, I think we were all eating Taco Bell of all things.
It all comes full circle.
Was it a truckload of Taco Bell?
We were all eating Taco Bell. And I, being a child at the time, I was probably like 11 or 12, like a kid. I was really impressed. Here's how this all came to play, right? Does anybody remember the hit show on Nickelodeon?
Oh, yeah.
Figure It Out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for those of you who aren't our age, Figure It Out was a game show. It usually always had like Danny Tamborelli on it.
It always had. And Lisa.
And Lisa, not Kudrow.
Fuck, Lisa something.
The woman from the
It was like the All That cast.
Yeah, the All That woman or whatever. Lori Beth Denberg.
There it is, Lori Beth Denberg.
Yeah, I had to say her whole thing in my head.
Yeah.
But basically what it was real kids came on the show and they had a talent, and then these actors had to figure out what their talent was. They had to figure it out, right, by asking questions and whatnot. And it was like just a whole spiel, right? The talents were usually like the dumbest things, though. Like one girl's talent was literally she would lay down and put milk and cereal in her mouth, and her dog would lick it out. And it's like, that's not a talent.
What?
Another talent was
Bro, what?
Yeah, I'm not even joking. And she did this live on television. So
I don't remember that one, and I'm kind of glad.
Even as kids, we were grossed out by this. Another one was literally just a girl had a really long name. Okay. And that, it's not talent, but okay. But and if they didn't figure it out, then the kids would always win something like, oh, here's an N64, here's a Skechers pair of shoes.
It was literally like playing 20 questions. Like they would ask a question and the kid would just say yes or no.
And the prizes were always like a pair of Skechers because they had that fucking running thing of Skechers, and then like a mountain bike,
moon boots,
some bullshit. But anyway, I always really wanted to go on that show because I thought I could do tricks that nobody could do, which which I said they would never figure out my tongue tricks.
Excuse me?
Because I can touch my tongue to the tip of my nose, and I can fold it or whatever, roll it. But also I can do this thing where I can stick it back behind my uvula. I can it's weird shit. It's weird shit that you figure out as a kid, right? So I can stick my tongue.
Take that show on the road, AJ. Make some money.
Here, Sushi, I'll show you. Look at the camera. Sushi.
Oh my god,
Ready?
I don't want to see it.
Ready? Here.
Wait, no, okay, I have more of a curiosity. All right.
So here,
So you want to take that to Nickelodeon?
So I thought that they would it would make a whole thing. I could do all these tongue tricks or whatever. I could flip my tongue over and whatever. And
people pay good money for that.
Because
AJ.
So since I can touch my tongue to my nose, I have a pretty long tongue, right? So
I hate it here.
Anyway, I was telling this thing about how I want to go and figure it out or whatever, and my mom said some bullshit about how I would make some girl happy someday or something like that.
No! Why?
Mom, I just want some Skechers.
I just wanted to win that N64.
Well, things I didn't need to know, but now do. Just continue your story. Don't mind me. I'm just mortified. Don't mind me.
At the time, I didn't get it.
Do you get it now? I'm just gonna check in. Do you get it now?
Yeah. But I was 11, and all I cared about was getting an N64.
Oh my god!
But it stuck with you for 30 years.
So how does that make you feel? Do you need to unpack that?
So I think I just did. So basically, there you go, Kumiko. We've all got weird parent stories, I guess. I don't know.
I don't.
But needless to say, yeah, you do.
I mean, not in that way.
You didn't speak to your mom.
Right. So in a different way, but not like that.
So yeah, that's mine. Yeah. So that's my I think you should just move away.
I think you need a new identity. Just run away.
Well, that's the problem. Is she has a new identity, but her father refuses to acknowledge it. So
a new identity, new social security number, everything.
Oh, Lord.
Start afresh.
What's your relationship?
yeah, what do you got for us?
Oh my. Well, it's a two-parter. It's not that long though. I mean, for a two-parter. I'm traveling overseas to meet my online boyfriend in a week.
Oh no.
He just said he had to cancel.
Oh.
Yeah. I made a new account for this post. I will try not to make this post a ramble fest. I'm freaking out and I don't know what to do. I met someone online through Reddit pen pals, which I didn't know was a thing, and now I want to read it.
Me too.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So r/pen pal apparently is a thing.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna put a note on that one. So I met someone there about 5 months ago. It started off getting to know each other, and it turns out we had a lot in common and we're really compatible. I think it's safe to say we fell for each other. It quickly turned intense, and we shared every single intimate detail about each other. We were both in serious relationships that fell through, but some time had gone by for us. My 7-year relationship ended about 10 months ago, 5 months before we met, and his 4-year relationship ended 4 months before we met. We text all day, every day, and FaceTime for 2 to 3 hours every night, save for maybe 1 or 2 nights a week. He lives in Ireland. I live in the US. I found an incredibly priced flight to visit him. Hold on, let me see when this was written. Okay, this was written 2 years ago. I'm like, in a parallelogram? No. Okay, so this was pre-COVID.
Okay.
Her whole world about
I
to get
found an
turned upside down.
incredibly priced flight to visit him. We were both so excited and maybe a bit rash. I booked the flight only after 2 months of knowing him. I told his family about me. I can't read. He told his family about me, shared photos of his family, and we planned all that I'm going to do and see with him. At 5:30 this morning, I received a video message and a long text that his ex-girlfriend was in a serious car accident and that he would have to cancel. I've begged him not to, and I'm trying to be supportive of what he's going through. So far, at most, I've only gotten that he will try, that he needs to sort this out. I'm freaking out in that in 7 days I will be in a country where I don't know anyone. Do I cancel the flight? I've been telling my friends about going on a trip, not really saying that I'm meeting somebody. I have no idea what to do now. I feel sick. I feel like a fool. I feel like everything he said to me was a lie. What do I do? TLDR, online boyfriend said that he won't be there to collect me from the train station since his ex-girlfriend was in a horrific car accident 7 days before I'm set to arrive. So that's part 1.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm not canceling. I'm going.
I mean, if you're already paying the money, then you got to.
You already
You're
paid
going
it,
to Ireland. Go to
I'm going.
Ireland. Yeah.
I'm going. Like, if it turns out that he's just fucking scummy and shitty, and like, there is
Or like
no
a catfish
or
or
a catfish
something.
or whatever.
You're still in Ireland.
At least I get to go to another country. I get to go to Ireland. I get to visit around. And yeah, I'm going by myself. But you know what? Fuck it.
I mean,
Right.
that can be fun too. Like not dealing with anybody. Now you don't have to worry about fucking anything on his time.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
All right. So here is the update. So many comments and PMs requested an update from your previous post, so I thought I'd do one. After my post, I FaceTimed him to say what I wanted to say and end things. He tried to get me to postpone my trip and even try to give me money to make me less mad at him. I told him whatever we had was over and I could no longer trust him. I cried, which made me feel weird. I wished him and his ex the best and ended the call. I went on my trip and had a top-class time. The Reddit community really astounds me sometimes. I received a lot of PMs of suggestions of things to do and see on the trip to Ireland became more of a trip of a lifetime. In Dublin, I did meet up with a very kind Redditor who showed me around the city and came with me to a bunch of museums during my stay. I saw amazing sights, met a bunch of really cool people through my travels, and met a few really cute Irish boys. I learned a lot about myself on my first solo trip abroad. I'm pretty self-reliant and did a lot of self-reflection. This quote-unquote relationship was my first serious one after my ex and I split up. I think my desire for closeness with someone, I ignored a lot of the red flags and downplayed my self-worth. I am now focusing on making real connections with people I meet in real life and have decided to stay away from anything long distance indefinitely. My first night in Belfast, I did message him after I had what was probably too many beers. And he said he was so sorry, but it was what it was. And he didn't really seem sincere, and it extinguished any romantic notions I had. Thank you to anyone who commented and PM'd me. It really made me excited for my trip, and it was the best time. TLDR, online boyfriend backed out after some logistical rearranging. I still went on my trip and had the best time ever. Glad I canceled the boyfriend and not the trip.
Good.
That's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Man, good for her for meeting up with random people to go to museums and shit. That's a lot braver than I am.
Yeah, and someone from Reddit? No fucking thanks.
Yeah, I'd go on a trip, but I don't know if I'm going to be meeting anybody I don't fucking like.
From Reddit?
Yeah,
No.
I'm not going to be meeting a Redditor. Somebody that found me from a fucking Am I the Asshole board.
Or really,
Or
Right?
relationships board, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, ma'am, no. But it's also, it's very catfishy that, like, oh, this person got into this horrific accident right before you're
Yeah.
coming. Like, come on.
At first,
We've all watched Catfish.
At first, I thought that, like, oh, maybe, like, you know, oh, they haven't FaceTimed or haven't video talked at all. But it's really odd that they have FaceTimed. But then he was like, maybe he didn't think she was actually going to do it.
Right.
You know?
Or maybe he was still in a relationship.
Or maybe
you know?
he's definitely married with 3 kids.
Right. He has a whole fucking family.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is one comment from the first post. All of this sounds super suspicious. I'd wager his ex-girlfriend, 1, wasn't in a car crash, and 2, isn't an ex. See? Bingo,
Yeah.
bango.
Yeah.
I'd reach out to him and tell him you're really hurt that he canceled after he knew you had booked travel, that his responses to you have raised some red flags, and that this quote-unquote relationship is no longer working for you.
Yep.
Since you paid for the flight in Ireland is awesome, I'd suggest going and making it a solo adventure. Traveling alone can be rewarding. If you do decide to go, I hope you have a great time. I think that's very much hitting the nail on the head, that like this person probably was never single.
Yeah.
You know,
It got too real
obvious.
for them, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh fuck, I gotta make up an excuse."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just very convenient.
Yeah.
That like you're talking to this person every day, and then right when it gets real, like a week out, a couple days out, and now this person's in a car accident and you have to go, be their caretaker? Even if that were true, right? Say this person, let's say everything was completely true, which it probably wasn't. What does your girlfriend being your ex-girlfriend being in a car accident
Have anything to do with your fucking
right? Like, you know, you go, you visit. Are you their caretaker? Like, you know what I'm saying? If this is a whole new relationship,
I'm sure it could be like a weird thing, like, oh, that's fucking sucks. But like, you also, I don't think you'd really bat an eye at it. You know, like.
and, you know, it could
Unless
be
you-
jarring. Like, that's still someone that you know. So like, you go to the hospital, you check in on them, but
Yeah.
like.
Because
Are you the nurse? Like, I don't understand. What is
from
this?
what she said, supposedly, that he had been in this relationship for 4 years and then had only been out of the relationship a couple of months when they started speaking. So, I mean, if everything was completely real, it is a little rough, like, knowing someone that you've known for 4 years is in a horrific accident, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That'd be
It's very
to me, that would be something that I maybe not necessarily would tell my fucking significant other about if I was just meeting him for the first time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it has a happy ending though. Like,
I'm glad she went.
Yeah.
I'm really glad she went, and she seems to have the trip of a lifetime. So that's awesome for her.
And she's probably glad she went too, because fucking a couple months afterwards, the world went to hell.
Yeah.
And she
Yep.
never had time to go ever again. Which, by the way, we got our first shots, so we're all Pfizer buddies now.
Yeah. Pfizer buddies.
So, Pfizer family.
Yeah, we are a Pfizer family. Look at us.
So, you know, we're getting to that point where, you know, soon we'll be able to do some cool shit.
That's really exciting.
And by soon, I mean like a year. But who fucking knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys liked what you heard, come back next week. We will be here for more stories. It'll be Sushie's Minisode next week. And then, yeah, I think that's all we got, really. So I'm still going to be working on my secret background project that I've showed you guys, but that has not been debuted yet.
Great.
Cool. All right, well, look, that's all I got.
Wow.
I got a burp, but it's like not coming out.
Ew.
But,
Okay.
There it is.
Oh,
right.
Jesus.
Okay. All right.
God.
Bye.
Ending on a gross note. Bye.
Yeah.